So everything you see to the right here comes from our preview. So any function that has at preview will be previewed here. That means if I come here and create another composable, we need to start at composable, and there we go. The ID was going to help us. Hit enter, and then I say fun, show age, for instance. In this case, I'm going to pass age, and it's going to be an integer type. And then here I can say text, hit enter, that's the first option. And all we want is the first one, which is just a simple text. So hit enter, and then here I'm going to say age, like this. Okay. Now we still may have the same problem. If you hover over, we're going to say, okay, some issues are there. Now the reason why I know what's going up here, if you hover over, it's going to say parameter age is an integer. But this text widget here only allows us to pass in a string. So I'm going to say to string for now, just to simplify our lives. Okay, so we have this show age, we pass age int, so essentially it's similar to this. Okay, so what happens here, if I want it to be previewed here, right, I can do so. How do I do that? Well, at the top, I'm going to say at preview, something like this. Now, we have a problem, because it says if you hover over, it's going to say composable functions with non-default parameters are not supported in preview unless they are annotated with preview parameter. What this means is that, well, because we're saying age here, we say it's integer, we need to pass some sort of default value so that it's picked up in our preview here. So when you do that, you just say equals 12. And you can see this is gone. And now we can see it says show there, but we don't see anything. Let's go ahead and refresh. And voila. You can see, you see 12. If you click, it's going to go straight to where we created that text there. Also, you can see that we have this show age, which is the name of the composable function that we created. Now, because this is a composable, I could call show age inside of our intro compose theme as well. So at the bottom here, I can say show age. And of course, because we have a default value for age, nothing really happens, but I can say, if I want to, age 34 as such. You should see something here. Let's go ahead and refresh. And voila. Now, here's the problem. It's there. I can promise you that it's there, but it's on top of each other. What's really going on here? Well, what happens is, because we're just passing inside of this intro to compose theme, there's no layout. There's no way that Composable will know exactly where am I going to put this. So what happens is that it just puts things on top of each other. So if you really want to see what's going on, we can put inside of a column. So a column will always put things on top, will always put things vertically, right, below each other. So I'm going to say column, start typing column as such, and you can see this is indeed, of course, another lambda. Everything is a lambda, and we can pass all modifiers and so forth here to structure our column. But for now, it's okay. We're just going to go and put all of these inside there. Let's go ahead and refresh. And just like that, now you can see that we have hello Android and 34, because we put that inside of a column, which is going to structure everything vertically. Again, if you want to know more about a column, you can hover over and you can read all of this stuff. Okay, so now what is up here? Let's look at the set content. So the set content here, as the name implies, this is where we're setting the content so that it can be viewed on an actual device or emulator or so forth, right? So in this case here, we can see we have a main activity, inherits from component activity, we have on create. So this is the entry point to our project. So here we're setting the content, yet another lambda, and we're passing the intro compose. Remember this guy from down here, right? Same guy, same thing, right? It sets up the entire view according to the default theme, okay, of the project. And then another compose, we pass inside here the surface, which is another compose. okay, which is not a compose, and it has also training lambda. So everything is about lambdas here. Very good. So here it says a surface container using the background color from the theme. So a surface is just in the main, the most primitive, the most basic canvas. And as you can see, we can pass a few arguments here, color, and we set the color from our material theme that we saw before. We go to colors and we get the background. Okay, and that's where we're passing greeting Android. So this is going to be called when we run this app on the emulator. So if I go ahead and run this app, make sure you have, of course, an emulator. So the idea is that when we run, we should see this greeting Android. Okay, you can see after a few moments, you can see hello Android. So whatever we pass here inside of set content, it's not going to be in our preview, right? So the preview is to preview whatever we're doing. We're calling greeting, the same thing that we see here. It's for us to preview. We're also calling another composable that we created at the top there, which incidentally also has preview. We can remove that preview if we wanted to, and so forth. So whatever we pass here inside of our set content, it is indeed what we see there. The beauty also here, let's toggle the code only, is that if I set a different color, let's say I want, say, colors, and let's see what else. I'm gonna get, let's get primary to see what's going to happen. Let's go ahead and rerun this. And you can see now the background of our surface, which is this, right? That's enclosing our greeting, which is what we have at the bottom here. It's a composable. It changed the colors now.